Today we are going to discuss the Harrison coat of arms. But before we get started, we wanted to let you know that we offer genealogy research service at our website. Please visit us at coadb.com. First coat of arms to discuss is blazoned: Azure, 3 demi-lions rampant or, Crest, a demi-lion rampant argent holding a laurel branch verts. This belonged to the Harrison family of Acaster Selby and Flaxby in County Yorkshire, England. It was granted in 1592 to Thomas Harrison, alderman and Lord Mayor of York. And it looks like he had son Thomas Harrison, who established the Caton line of the family, who had descendant Captain Cuthbert Harrison, who went to Virginia and had grandson Burr Harrison, a Virginia planter, soldier, politician who served in the Virginia militia during the American Revolution. Very similar coat of arms and crest for Harrison of Snelston Hall in Derbyshire, England. John Harrison Esq, attorney, inherited the Snelston Hall in 1822, and also Yeldersley Hall in 1824, and Littleover Grange. He was the son of John Harrison of Normanton by Derby, who became wealthy as a foundry business owner and was also a successful lawyer. Here we see the family estates of Snelston Hall and Littleover Grange. So another similar coat of arms for Harrison of Greenbank in Ambleside in County Westmoreland, England. There was Benson Harrison, alive in the year 1825, a justice of the peace and deputy lieutenant, and he had son Matthew Benson Harrison. Another for Harrison of Hendon in County Middlesex and of the city of Westminster. There was George Harrison. This was his coat of arms, alive in the, looks like, late 18th century. He was a herald and he controlled armorial matters. Harrison of Gallygreaves Hall and Blackbourne in Lancashire, England, granted to William Harrison Esq, who was a fellow of the Society of Antiquaries and the eldest son of Joseph Harrison of Gallygreaves Hall, a prominent Blackburn industrialist who purchased Salmesbury Hall in the year 1862. And here we see Gallygreaves Hall, as well as Salmesbury Hall. Here we have Purpale, Azure, and Sable, 3 demi-lions rampant ermine, each gorged with a collar, gamels, gules. Crest, a demi-lion rampant erminoi, erased gules, holding between the paws a garland of laurel proper, encircling a massel of the second. Granted in 1819 to Robert Harrison, Esquire of Ripley in County Surrey, England, and to his grandson, Robert Steer, who assumed the surname and arms of Harrison. Here we have Azure, 3 piles, 2 in chief and 1 in base Azure, each charged with a demi-lion cooped at the field. Crest, a demi-lion argent, resting the sinister forepaw on a clarion oar. On the shoulder, 3 hurts, each charged with a cross-pate, also argents. For Gilbert Henry Wordsworth Harrison of Seascale in County Cumberland, England, and of Manx View, born in the year 1853, the eldest son of Wordsworth Harrison, Esquire of the Lund in Ulverston, who died in the year 1889. One for James Harrison, Esquire of Newby Bridge House, born 1836, a justice of the peace and a barrister at law. Henry Harrison, Esquire, colonel of the 4th Division of Engineers of Canada, lived in Montreal, the son of Henry Harrison of Nelson Street in North Shields. Here we have Purse Chevron Azure Norer in chief, 2 demi-lions rampant at the second, and at base a limpid sable. Crest unwreathed the colors upon a firm break, a falcon rising proper, belled and charged on the sinister wing with the fleur-de-lis oar. For Harrison of Woodside Hall in Eaglescliffe in County Durham, England, there was Sir John Harrison, born 1856, son of John Harrison of Stockton-on-Tees, born 1827. Here we see the family estate of Woodside Hall. Next is Or 3 piles sable, each charged with a demi-lion erased to the field, holding in the paws a rose gules. On a chief of the second, a rose between 2 escallops of the field. Crest, on an escallop gules between 2 roses at the last, barbed and seated proper, a dove or. This was the coat of arms and crest of Graham Harrison Esq of Easthorpe House in Ruddington in County Northamptonshire, born 1863, the sixth son of Peyton Harrison of Clifton in County Albemarle, Virginia. And here we see Easthorpe House. Next is or across sable, crest and arm embowed in armor, proper, garnished or, holding a broken spear, the head dependent proper. For Harrison of Poulton in County Lancashire, England. They descended from Richard Harrison, born 1648, vicar of Poulton, son of Reverend Joseph Harrison of Newton with Scales, who was the son of Richard Harrison of Freckleton. Another, this with the or on a cross azure, 5 fiends of the field, crest and arm vested azure, purfled or, cuffed, argent, holding in the hand a broken dart, proper, fiend, gold. Another crest is a snake vert entwined round a broken column argent. Crest granted in 1616 to Sir John Harrison of Montague House in Bishopsgate, London, and of Balls Park in County Hertfordshire, England, a Justice of the Peace and Member of Parliament, and the 12th son of William Harrison of Aldclyffe in County Lancashire, and also in association with Elkington in Northamptonshire. Coat of arms and crest of William Harrison Esq of Lincoln's Inn Fields in London, alive in the year 1825, a fellow of the Royal Society and a member of the Genealogical Society. Another for General Sir Richard Harrison, son of Benjamin John Harrison, born 1800. He was a rector in Beaumont and Essex. Harrison of London, Edmund Harrison, embroiderer to the king, son of Christopher Harrison, a merchant tailor of London, who was son of Michael Harrison of Lancashire, who lived at Kendal in Westmoreland. And Edmund had son Godfrey Harrison. Azure 2 barbs ermine between 6 estoiles or 3, 2, and 1. The Harrison family of Risby in Lincolnshire, who descended from Archibald Harrison, who died in 1558, and had son Thomas Harrison, who was chief constable, as well as Harrison of Burton upon Stather in Lincolnshire, where one Anthony Harrison owned land and died in the year 1621. Another for Harrison of Downhill in County Kent, England, Benjamin Harrison, Esquire of Downhill, alive in the year 1823. Quarterly coat of arms for Fisk Harrison of Copford Hall in Essex, John Haynes Harrison, Esquire, alive in the year 1783, son of Reverend John Harrison, married the daughter of John Fisk and had issue with her, and was succeeded by his nephew, Thomas Haynes Harrison, born 1829. Here we see the family estate of Copford Hall. Azure and eagle displayed, or ducally gorged argent, crest on a chapeau azure turned up, and indented ermine, a bird with wings endorsed sable. Granted to Robert Harrison, alive in the year 1634, one of the Cursitors Court of Chancery, son of William Harrison, merchant of London, who was son of Roland Harrison. Another for Harrison of London, Richard Charlton Harrison, Esquire of St. Mary's Vale in Chatham, alive in the year 1880, a member of the Obstetrical Society. Argent and eagle displayed sable on a cheap azure, 3 crosses bataille ficcio, a crest of a ducal coronet, or a harpy, proper, crined sable, gorged with a lace gold, granted in 1549 to Richard Harrison of Great Plumstead in County Norfolk, England. Harrison of Great Yarmouth in Norfolk and Melbourne, Australia, as well as Burgh Castle in Suffolk. James Hargrave Harrison, assistant to the colonial architect in Virginia, lord of the manor of Burgh Castle, and son of John Harrison of Great Yarmouth, who was son of John Harrison of Great Plumstead. Or on a fess sable between 3 eagles with wings expanded sable, a crescent for difference, crest on a chapeau, sable turned up argent, an eagle's head, or with a crescent. And this is for Harrison of London and Penrith and Cumberland. William Harrison of London, son of Michael Harrison of Penrith, who was the second son of John Harrison of Greystoke, a descendant of Thomas Harrison, who died in 1430. And William had sons William Harrison of the Inner Temple, Thomas Harrison of St. John's in Oxfordshire, James Harrison of London, George and Michael. Azure, a chief or 3 eagles displayed sable for Harrison of Norton Place in Lincolnshire. John Harrison, born 1738, was a member of Parliament, a director of the Bank of England, and the son of John Harrison of Norton Place, which we see here. Another for Harrison of Hurst in Finchampstead in Berkshire. Sir Richard Harrison of Hurst in Eastcourt, born 1584, was a member of Parliament and the grandson of Thomas Harrison of Eastcourt, who was son of James Harrison of Cumberland. Another for Harrison of Reading in County Berkshire, England. This crest out of a ducal coronet or a Talbot's head, proper, collared gules. Another for Harrison of London in North Riding in Yorkshire, granted in the year of 1574. Wasn't able to quite ascertain who this belonged to, but one possibility would be Sir Thomas Harrison of Allerthorpe, who died in 1664, and either his father or his sons. Gules and eagle displayed and chief oar, crest a snake vert entwined round a broken column oar for Harrison of London, confirmed in 1575 to John Harrison of London, son of William Harrison, son of John Harrison of Smiths or Smythes in County Derbyshire, and also Harrison of Newcastle upon Tyne. Another per pale gules and azure and eagle displayed oar, murally gorged of the first, between 2 fions in fess argent, a chief indented erminoi, crest the fasces, fesswise proper, banded gules, surmounted by an anchor erect, entwined by a cable all oar, for Harrison of Linthwaite in County Cumberland. There was a David Harrison, born 1845, who was curate of Christ Church in Linthwaite. Vertilion rampant, chief oar for Harrison of London. Several branches of the family that it could be: Harrison of Castle Harrison in Cork, Harrison of Hainstown in County Louth, Harrison of Crean in Wexford, Harrison of Castle Lyons in Cork, and Harrison of Clojordan in County Tipperary, Ireland. Sable 3 lozenges conjoined in fess ermine, crest a demi-lion rampant proper, holding the paws a lozenge ermine, for Harrison of Gouldhurst in County Kent. There was Reverend William Bagshaw Harrison, born 1802, vicar of Gouldhurst, the son of William Bagshaw Harrison. Azure fluidly or crest an ostrich with a serpent in its mouth for Harrison of Tid St. Mary in Lincolnshire. Robert Harrison, Esquire of Tid St. Mary, had son Joseph, who had issue, including Everson Harrison, Esquire of Tolthorpe Hall in Rutland, who was born in 1796, served as Justice of the Peace, and had son Charles Milnes Harrison of Easton Hall in Staffordshire, who was born in 1826. Here we see the aforementioned Tolthorpe Hall, as well as Easton Hall. Argent on a chevron, engraved gules between 3 hairs salient proper, as many mullets, as many bezants, a mullet for difference. Crest a coney holding between the paws 3 ears of wheat all proper. For Peter Harrison, cursitor and clerk in Chancery, died in Dublin, Ireland, around the year 1620. Another argent 2 bars gamel sable between 3 hairs current proper. Crest upon a mount vert, a stag current regardant sable, seamy of quatrefoils, attired in ungooled or holding in the mouth an arrow and bend sinister proper. For Harrison of Windscales and Stainburn in County Cumberland, England. John Harrison Esquire, born 1766, Justice of the Peace Deputy Lieutenant, had nephew with the surname Falcon, who assumed the surname of Harrison, becoming John Harrison Esquire of Windscales and Stainburn House, which we see here. One confirmed in 1648 to William Harrison of Dublin, Ireland. Argent 2 bends gules on a chief sable, an eagle displayed oar. Per fess, or and argent, an anchor erect in pale sable for Harrison of London. Confirmed in 1633 to Gilbert Harrison, Esquire of London, claiming descent from the Hardogson family of Brunswick in Germany. We have vert on a pile nebulae between 2 fions in base argent, a lion rampant of the field, crest in front of a park, pales a hair proper, resting the forepaw and a garb vestways into the dexter, or. For Frederick James Harrison of Mayor Hall in Staffordshire, born 1853, son of James Harrison, also born by Sir Heath Harrison of Harrison Lecourt in Great Ham, Hampshire, born 1857, a Justice of the Peace and a Deputy Lieutenant. And here we see the family estate. Next is per satyr or an argent on a mount in base and alder tree proper, a chief nebulae gules thereon 3 eagles close of the second. Crest, a demi lion per satyr or an argent, holding in the dexter paw a branch of alder slip proper, and within a chain an arch of the first. For William Beely Harrison Esquire of Aldershaw and Lichfield, he had son William Edward Harrison Esquire, born 1875, who was Justice of the Peace and Deputy Lieutenant. Per chevron in vect, argent, and sable, 2 roses in chief and a demi-lion in base, all counterchanged. Crest, a demi-lion gules charged on the shoulder with a rose argent between 2 crosses pate bitchy sable. For Eli Harrison, born 1852, a local judge of the Supreme Court of British Columbia, Canada, the son of one E. Harrison, Esquire, Justice of the Peace. Argent, a chevron gules between 3 escallops, sable, within a border engraved with laughs. For Wallace Richard Harrison of Gothic House in Maidstone, Kent, born 1847, the son of Edward Harrison, born 1812. And lastly, or a fess gules, trellis of the first on a chief, 3 escutcheons of the second, a crest, on a wreath or and gules, a hedgehog pass an or, in his mouth an apple proper. This crest was granted in 1609 to William Harrison of Barlow Grange in County Nottinghamshire, the son of William Harrison of County Buckinghamshire. Here we have a list of some other grants to Harrisons that we weren't able to find the blazons for. William John Harrison of Million Bank, granted in 1790. Richard Harrison of Taunton, granted in 1809. James J.T. Harrison of Barry and Singleton Park, granted around the year 1860. Harrison of Bellwood and Ripon in 1860. Isaac Harrison of Belgrave in Leicestershire, granted around the year 1870. David Harrison of Thompson's Cross, granted in the 1800s. Thomas F. Harrison of King's Walden in Herefordshire, granted in 1892. And F.J. Hare Harrison of Appletree, granted in 1892. And if you enjoyed this video, please visit us at coadb.com, where we offer genealogy research service, high-resolution digital JPEGs, and heraldic merchandise such as t-shirts, posters, and mugs. Like and subscribe. Link in the description. Thank you very much.